Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? What's up, Mr. Parsons, Mr. Shane, Mr. Coffee, Mr. Lonis, Trail Dust. Who else do we have rolling in here? What up? What up? Morning, evening, whatever. Let me stop it, you. I'm trying to keep this rolling with low so I save fuel. Trail duds. Yeah, it's chilly. Not cold enough that I need to have like 3 jackets on yet. It's only like 30 or 40 degrees here, give or take. But it's getting colder. In the shop, let me see. This kind of... it's 40 in the shop. What's up, Mark? Like that new intro? I say new, it's been around for a bit. So, today, I've got some pieces of scrap angle iron, some of them a little thicker, and a piece that I think would be the better option is a thinner piece. But while I'm not going to be completing anything, like these are just kind of test pieces of scrap, for testing an idea I had for the hull of the ship for the sculpture that I'm working on. I'm going to be working, I have planned. Stop. I hope my fuel lasts through the through the show. I need to clear that tree from back there and, you know, kind of get that a new chimney up. Speaking of which, I gotta check how much tubing I have for the chimney. But yeah, so today I'm just doing experimental stuff, just trying out some techniques, seeing what happens, so that if I need to change a plan, I can. Seeing what material works better. Most of the angle iron I have is like a thicker, like a 1/4 inch thick angle iron, when I really think this would work better with like thin and wide angle iron. So we'll kind of see what we're doing. And it'll also give me an idea of what scale to expect for the different pieces. Yeah, let me put it this way. I get that other places are colder, but I'm used to 100-degree weather. You know? So, this isn't a I'm colder than you. This is I'm cold. Small Scout stuff. What up? From Australia. We got a lot of Australian people that watch this. What up? But yeah, again, this is just testing the theory I have for for part of the large sculpture, you know, the larger piece. What's up, John? Yeah, this ain't Key West no more. But yeah, so let me crank up the fire, change camera angles. Put on the PPE, and let me see. Now y'all can still see me up here. cut one end straight and then one end at a bit of an angle to see if, you know, my thinking is if I close that, grab my welder, put a weld bead on it, you know, I can kind of, you know, pry it open and work that end to see how it works. Thanks, Scout. Yeah, this is a Holland Anvil, or Holland Anvil swedge block. It's a mid-range size. I had a small mild steel one, but I sent it to Alex over there at Transcendental Artist Studios, and then I got a larger mild steel one right here, but I don't really need it right now. But yeah, a little bit of a different camera setup for this. You know, we'll see if this works. Mainly because using the propane forge, the camera is usually set up over there, and I don't want it over it getting hot. What's up, Paul? Worth it though. They are so worth it. All right, everything good and green. Yeah, I kind of like this thing. I think this might be my forever angle. I do have to, and I can easily turn the camera to go to the. Right. Simply, all I'm doing is folding that in. Now, I didn't do any measurements on any angles or anything, so I know one side of this is a little bit longer than the other. My angle was off. But all I'm going to do right here is put this in the vise, turn the camera, and weld that up right there. And hopefully I can then work it. All well and good. Let me close this to save heat. Save fuel. The forever angle. Yeah, and I can literally just go brink, and that, you know, hits my vise nicely. Now, wonder how this is going to work. What with my welding, but we'll see. Toss on some welding gloves. So I don't get sunburned. Alright. Like I said, I just need it to stick. I don't need it to be super pretty right now. How was that angle, guys? I couldn't see it. I was working. How did that look? Alright, for now, I'm not going to forge the back closed and seal it because I like this grip that I have. So I'm just basically going to kind of heat this up and shape this to try and get the bow of a ship. All right, so let me get this in there and then I'll change the camera angle back. Easy peasy. Hey, Jeff, Robert. All right. Windstorm that took a sheet of the corrugated off. Yeah, I've had a few of them there, Jack. What's up, Troy? Wayne? Robert? Everybody, share the stream. People know I'm alive. But like I said, yeah, this is going to be an experiment. I got to figure out, A, if I can do what I'm thinking, and B, how it will look when I'm done. Very likely after I get the shape of it, I will be touching it up with a flap disc to give it some clean look. Literally just winging it. My idea is to kind of bowl out. I'm forgetting the camera angle. Bowl out the bow. I know better. Shop was flooded last week. Oof. That's what I'm using, Steven. Yeah, Robert, it's cold here. I think it's like negative 40 degrees. Obviously, I don't want the bottom of the boat to just be a triangle. So I'll use these to kind of round out the sides a little bit. up, Mr. Maker? 25 Celsius there. Whew. It looks seaworthy already, right? That'll be the big thing. I forged this out and it floats. Woo! How cool would that be? That's a whole new market. Just forging, little toy boats for kids. To do in the long term, but what I'm looking for is for both the sides to be the same height and vertical, which then starts around but still leaves the keel. And I think I've got that technique. It's just kind of perfecting it, kind of working it and tinkering with it to really get it, Another option, which I don't think I have offhand, would be, let me switch cameras here, and I might make this tool to see if it helps, would be like sort of like a stake anvil, tall or a hardy hole tool that brings it up a bit, and it's a T with a large round bar. Basically, it's just a round bar that I can lay the whole thing across and have it basically be the shape of the inside of the boat, and then work the sides down along it. Now, I would have to find a large enough piece of round stock to do that isn't hammer material. That isn't earmarked for something else. A piece of bamboo would work. Thing is, I would have to be able to, it has to be relatively short. This would be perfect, but that's for a hammer, I'm just testing ideas there, Troy. Yeah, Steve, working, testing the idea for making a boat for the octopus to grab in the sculpture. Turning some sweet gum, Yamzy, getting ready for nice. I cut off a burl that I'm gonna set aside. think for now, I'm just going to go on with my current technique. Woo! Yeah, it's finicky. But that's all right. Kind of want to get an idea how this is going to play out. Obviously, the front I may have to cut at a deeper angle, or rather a shallower angle, a different angle, so that as it pulls up, it still has that angle. This is, as I'm doing this, it's pulling it up almost vertical again. And judging by the size, I may have to get. Actually, this size is kind of a nice, size for what the octopus is going to be. Because here's one of the octopus's arms, So that's actually a nice size for it. I really like the way that size is shaping out to be. I'm looking again. Wrong. Forgot to hit the angle. Forgot to hit the camera. This is why I have this up here, so that when I do that on this. What's up, Eric? Adios, small scouts. What up, Alex? How you doing? So I think, in theory, this will work. Let me cool this off and alright. So, if y'all can see it, yeah, there's a bit of a bubble right here. One side of this was longer than the other. My angle was off. I didn't math it. I just sliced it at a quick angle to check it out. So that's pulling this side down some, and it's just giving the front an uneven, angle, which can be fixed with measurements and cutting it properly. But from there, you look at the keel, you know, and the bottom of the boat here, the bottom of the ship, and it kind of works. You know, I don't know if y'all can see what I see, but it kind of works. You know, fixing this up is just a matter of measuring and proper cutting. So now, I've got to, on the flat end, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it down, weld it up, and then see if I can't work that, see what happens. See if I can't work that as like a rounded back, you know, aft of the ship. It's 39 currently. Ambidextrous hammering. Gotta do what you gotta do. Looks like octopus damage. There you go. That's the other thing. You know, the ship is gonna be damaged. Cover any flaws with a tentacle? Yeah. I'm on a boat. Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes. I'm gonna go grab a hoe. What up, girl? Oh, damn. Never mind. Joke was ruined. The hose are in the truck. I know what Lonely Island's I'm on a boat is. But, yeah, Mark, not a shark attack, an octopus attack. A giant octopus. A kraken. This, I'm not sure how well this is going to work out. This is the real experiment. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, then weld this up, heat it back up, and see what fun I can do with it. All right. Yeah, I botched it. Oh well. Still works for me. Good enough to test the idea of what the metal's going to do. Viking longship is not a bad idea. Man, was that really that bad, guys? We're gonna cross the streams. I'm not going to forge weld it in my propane forge here. I'll tell you that much. Weld 3/4 by 3/4 on one end for the dragons. I could do that, yeah, Eric. Sculpt the naked lady for the front. Yep. Oh, didn't you know though? Naked ladies don't exist. Those are only in myth and movies. My kind of movies. What I might have to do is cut a piece to attach to the back and weld it on there and then clean up the welds, maybe forge it into a bolt, you know, cut a flat piece or something. Because I'll tell you that I don't know if that's going to work out correctly. Farting manatee. Oh. I think you guys forget. I'm not doing this hyper realistic. If I do a mermaid or if I do a figurine on the front, it's going to be stick figure. Adios, Jack. shape is kind of there. So I think I'm kind of spot on the idea. And actually, because it is kind of flat-ish, it's just got sort of a space for the rudder. A transom. I mean, I could forge it this way and then cut that off and then weld that where that's missing. Actually, let me try something. Sails, oars, and all. Go big. Why not? Yeah. That's the thing. Like, that's how the jellyfish sculpture kind of got where it got. Is I was only intending on doing. Somewhere I've got a oddball cut. I think I cut it off of it. Never mind. I had the opposite cut of this. And that may work for doing the stern. Trying to find that piece that I had cut. I don't think it's long enough. But anyway, let's continue with this. I can't get a facsimile of a boat. Of a sheep. The plane, boss, the plane. What's up, granddads? The poop deck. See, all that detail, the deck and the cabin and all that stuff is going to be added on after the fact. I'll get the hull created, and then I'll cut pieces. The ship is going to be a lot more fabrication than forging. It's going to be a lot more welding and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. Well, it would be nice to do like a fully forged long ship, a Viking long ship, and just kind of like get some blankets in there, benches in there, and use like, 1/8 inch or 16th inch rod, welded on there with the torch for the oars, and like, a single mast with a sail. No, I'm not doing planks to the hull. That's a level of detail of just oof. Ooh. It'd be nice if I could do this whole ship out of wrought iron, get some wrought angle iron. My jellyfish is not going to be grabbing onto the sides like a kraken. This is not going to be a jellyfish sculpture. I might try a submarine as well there, Sully. Realized I forgot the angle again. Alright, y'all suffer. Dang. For the most part, that's a boat. Close this to preserve heat. Shut that to preserve fuel for a minute. It's a boat. Would you look at that? I think I'm onto something there. Just a few little adjustments, what with the angle and such. I think any thicker angle iron would be wrong. The hull. Okay, let me rephrase it. That's a hull. Sully. It's a hull. I can then take, like a piece of, what is this? Inch and a half flat stock, cut it to shape, and then get, set it in there. And hell, even, just wedge it down to where it's, half inch up and then start, or a quarter inch down, and then tack weld it and then build up the rear of it, and boom. It's a good idea, ship incense burners. What's up, Cormulus? There's a fruit bowl for one banana. Banana! I'm actually very surprised how well that turned out. Unfortunately, I don't have anything near, big enough to set it in that I could see if it floats. I don't see why it wouldn't. Huh. I do way out there. I don't know if I want to go grab it just to see if it floats. Let's see if it'll fit in the 5-gallon bucket. No. I'll have to test that to see if it floats. I cut up a couple pieces to see if that, like, just in case that technique didn't work, so I could try different techniques. But dang it, that technique worked really well. And the other pieces that I have would be like, it just wouldn't work with them because they're too thick. And yeah, ideally, who was it? John Brunel was saying forge weld. Yeah, when I actually go to work on this thing, I very well may forge weld those ends. I might close those ends up in my coal forge and forge weld them because it is mild steel. That might allow me a little bit more play with shaping it. Unfortunately, granddads, in that size and thickness angle iron, that's all I had. All the rest of the stuff that I have is, beat up, 1/4 inch thick, possibly galvanized, or I know it's painted at least, and I'm was hesitant to put it in the forge. But it is about the right size for Ben. Yeah, that actually was pretty dang interesting. Kind of, that's the thing with this sculpture. It's like I'll admit I have had quite a bit of blacksmith's creative block up here, coming up with show ideas, things to work on that isn't this sculpture, because it's kind of occupied my mind, and while I do intend on showing the majority of me working on it, I do want to leave a lot of it to surprise, like as I'm working on it, you guys come back and, another part of it's done and, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? Hey, that's pretty cool. One thing that, I've got to decide whether for the sales to do them out of, to do those out of copper sheet or, thin steel or aluminum. I think it would be neat if I were to, make some connection points and actually use like twine as rigging, and have the sail be held up by either twine or wire. Might be neat. But getting the proportions for the ship correct is going to be the difficult part. I would like it to be wider, like an extra inch wider, while maintaining roughly that depth. And about that length, that would make a mast or two easier to scale. That's another idea, Bill. Use something like stainless, or something that I can polish nicely. So that it juxtaposes and it's not all black steel or the rusty wood grain of the wrought iron, That is not entirely true, Mr. Wheel. There absolutely are straight lines on boats. Masts are straight. The rigging that goes to them, when they're taut at least, are straight. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, Wayne, is taking some copper pipe and opening it up as a sheet. Here you go, Trail Dust. But yeah, the mast is going to be pretty easy. If I go with a wood theme, wood shit, you know, um, one thought I had would be to take like my wood texturing die and texture the angle iron after I'm done shaping it. Who knows? Who knows? It's all experimental. But ultimately, it's only half the sculpture, and really only a prop in the sculpture. It's something, because okay, an octopus has been done, done to death, some may say, However, an octopus sculpture interacting with like a ship, I haven't seen. That's a thought too. That's another thought that I had, Wayne, using fabric or leather or something for the sails. You know? Now, to make this size, what I might do is look for this. I think was inch and a half or inch and 3/4 angle iron. I might look for like 2 inch, like nice white, or even take, some square stock, some sheet steel, and heat it up and fold it in half. Make my own custom angle. So that I get the proper dimensions of what I'm looking for. That's what this was today there, Granddads, was me trying something. Yeah, Eric, I could cut up one of my old Hawaiian shirts. I actually have a real nice linen, lightweight linen shirt that's white that doesn't fit me anymore because I got fat, that I could possibly cut up to use for sales. Yep, Mr. Maker, there's that to consider as well. It's all things to consider, and I'll get to that point when I get to that point. I'm not at that point until I have a mast on it yet, until I have a finalized hull and a finalized base of the boat, and all that fun stuff. But we'll see where all that lies up. But yeah, I'll file this experiment under success. Still warm. That's another thought. What, it'll really show the scope of it if I take, some quarter round or square bar, quarter-inch square, and forge some tiny pirates or tiny guys to go on the boat. You know. But with that, I think I might call that. I think Lego people would be too big. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Gonna definitely take a bit of practice to get that technique that I just did perfected for what I want it to look. You know. Yeah, some pewter D&D figurines. That would be cool. It's got a keel because of the angle iron. Let me grab, because of the way angle iron is, it has a keel currently. It's got a very prominent keel. Arr, ya matey. $10 super chat in from Mr. Lonis. Thank you muchly. I'm going to give that man a round of applause. Piano strings. Maybe. I won't need them until I get, closer to finished, and I know exactly, what detail I would use them for. But yeah, that would definitely be an idea. Put an outrigger on it. Reminds me of a canoe. Oh, it's going to be much bigger. To put an outrigger and make this a canoe would make the size of it really small in the long scheme of for it. So the idea is this is a miniature version of a much larger ship, making the octopus much, much larger. Yeah. Piano strings or guitar strings, that would look a lot better than me braiding some, like what I did. Let me see, I've got some of it. Braided copper, braided and flattened copper, that's a bit stiff. Absolutely, Trail Dust. But with that, guys, I think I might call that a show. Go in and warm up and grab some dinner. I like where this went. Yep. Dragon Water mentioned speaker wire. Stranded wire. I don't know. I'd have to play with it. It's one of those things that I'd have to play, and see what looks better, what works. But piano wire, speaker wire, yeah. Make little hoops for the connection points for them. Might have to be some, soldering rather than welding, because I'll be working with a lot of small connections, with that, guys, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thanks for the ideas. Thanks for paying attention. And thank you for the super chat there, Mr. Lonis. Big help. I'm lost in ideas. Looking around the shop at what I got. So I will catch you guys all next week. Hot glue, like 5 minutes crafts. All right. I've said it. Calling it. Night, everybody. Smoosh that like button. I will catch you guys all later. Peace.